Hello everybody, it's Katie the crafting lady again. Okay, so this is part 3 of my bead storage solution. So yesterday, or on video 2, I kind of showed you where I ended up, but I never put them in the bins. And I know when I see videos, I kind of like to see like the ending of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the box so you can just see how they look once they're in the storage container. And then we can move on to the smaller beads. So, all right, maybe they were meant to be this way. Okay. So it looks like I put them in the wrong way. They fit better that way. Okay. Reds, the browns, and the pinks. All right, and then my second storage is going to be the whites. And then I have a couple of empty ones. So what I thought I would do is, all of these beads came with these little silver guys with some wire. So I think I'm just going to put them in here for now. I haven't decided what to do with them. I have other places to put jewelry wire and beads, this little silver beads. So I'm just going to put that in there for now. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Whites and the multicolors done. And then the colored beads done. Okay, so what I thought I'd also show you is the bead rack. I don't know how that's going to show up in the camera, but let me just move these over. Okay, so these are the dangles that I've made. Oops, I'm gonna have to fix that. So I've put them all on a little hook here, and they can be hooked to a journal or your purse, or anywhere that you can clip these on, you can put these. These were meant, as I mentioned in my first video, I was trying to prep for a Christmas craft show and never managed to actually participate in that. So I never had an opportunity to sell these. But these are all Christmas. So this has some cute little charms in it. And then it's all kind of a green motif, green and silver. I'm going to have to fix that. And then I have another variation of that has more reds and whites. And where's the other one? Here's the reds and whites with the little snowman on it. So he's really cute. And those are silver. And then I made a bunch of gold ones. So here's the gold one with the little confetti-like stuff. And here's a gold one with the snowman on it. So I made a bunch of these. These are the smaller beads. These are not the same size as the other beads that I had started sorting. As you can tell, size-wise, you know, these guys are much larger than these. But they all come with a little hook, and they can all be, like I said, dangled somewhere, wherever you want. And it's not very heavy, so they're pretty light. so they wouldn't add weight to anything that, you know, that you didn't want to be super heavy. And then I made a bunch of these. So these are the same as those bubblegum beads. And again, this was for the Christmas craft fair that I never went to. So they're reds and greens and whites. This one here, darn it, this one fell off too. I'm gonna have to check that. Okay, so these guys are on a silver chain with a hook. So they all come with a hook. This is the silver. And then this one is a silver with the little disco ball on it. And let's see. I think I made all of those in silver. Yeah. This one here is a different kind of a pewter color. So you can tell the difference. There's silver and then there's like the pewter color. So I didn't make any of these in gold. And then the rest of these beads I bought at, I think it was Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I think it was Michael's. And so I plan on taking these apart and making more dangles. I just haven't had a chance to do that. But there's a whole mess of these hanging on this little tree. So that's what I've been working on. None of this got videotaped. This was prior to, I had been working on this in the month of December. So I never got these up on video for anybody to watch. But as I make more dangles, I will definitely video that for people to watch. There are some other things that I have made. Here, I've got a bunch of other beads that I've started to put together so that I can put them on dangles. And right now, I'm just sorting them in colors, but you can see that's kind of a pretty orange color. That is not nothing. And then there's some blues in here. These greens. Green's my favorite color, so I really like these colors. But yeah, I'm basically just putting them on a wire and putting a loop on them so I can make a dangle with them. So I've just started this process. I've got a ton of beads to do this with. But this is as far as I've gotten with that. So those are the beads that I've started so far. So let me move that out of the way. And then I'm going to put this, I'm going to set this aside because I have to fix those two that dropped off and move this away. Okay. And then I want to bring this over. So this is the rest of the new beads that I got. These all came from Temu. So these guys here, let's see. All right, these guys here are cute little peppers. I saw these and decided, oh, I'm going to have to do something with that. So I got a bunch of peppers. These are pink beads, but these are a smaller size. And it has a gnome in it. These are just multicolored. I think they're acrylic beads. I think they're acrylic. It doesn't say. And then gray and pink with a couple of cute bows in there. And then these guys are super cute. I thought these are little kitty cats. So if you see that, hope you can see that. Bring it up closer. It's a little kitty cat. And they all have different designs. Aren't those cute? Yeah. So I thought, oh, I'd love to make a dangle out of that. So I got those. And then these guys are more of the disco beads, but they're the smaller size. And again, just to compare, that is the bubblegum size one that I was sorting. And you can tell these are a little smaller. So yeah. So I got those beads, and these I got as spacers. I don't even know why, but I thought, well, maybe I'll need them. But now that I'm looking at the size of the hole, I don't really know. So I'll have to figure something out with those. And then these are pink and black, and they have the sugar skull face. So I know a lot of people do the pins with these beads, where you unscrew the pin and then you put the beads on and screw it back. I know a lot of people are doing those, and so this probably would work really well for that. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, if I'm going to use it on a dangle or not, but we'll see. And then I got this. So these are strawberries. And aren't those just the sweetest thing? I think they're so cute. So they've got a little leaf on it and a little strawberry flower, and then the actual fruit itself. So, yeah, I'd love to make some dangles with that. So probably won't use any of these larger beads to make this. I have a ton of other beads, so I'm going to have to figure out what would go best with that. But yeah. And then let's see, what else did I get? Oh, these are so cute too. These guys here are cherries. So let me scoot that over. So again, I got everything at Temu, so I'm sure if you just searched it, you'd find it. I don't even know how to show these to you. So there's a little leaf on there and a couple little cherries, and it's already connected to a jump ring. So you can just basically, you know, hang that on a charm or wherever you want to. It's all ready to go. You don't even have to put it together. So I thought these were super cute. Cherries, strawberries, peppers, the kitty cats, and then all of these other ones. So yeah, that was all in the same haul. And now I got to figure out what to do with it. So I do have a little storage system, and I have a couple of empty drawers. So I think I'm going to put some of that in there. So I have this right here, and this basically has some other charms in there. These are dogs. Can you see that? These are sewing charms. Scissors and buttons and a hanger. These are a sewing machine. So these are sewing machine charms. These are turtles. Those are so cute. Little tiny turtles. Pineapples. Owls. Hope you can see that. Hands. Peace sign. Yeah. Bunch of different hands. Gold dog charms. That's a dish. A doggy dish. More doggy charms. So I was making a bunch of junk journals, and some of them were dog themed and some of them were cat themed. And so I got these charms to put on those junk journals. Butterflies. Not pretty. So gold and silver. Different kind of butterflies. An owl. And let's see, more strawberries. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these strawberries in with those. Can you see those strawberries? So I think these will all fit in there. So boom, strawberries. These are just little hearts. They're just little tiny, looks like a spacer and hearts. Guitars. More guitars. I was also making junk journals that are music themed, so I got a bunch of guitars for that. And more dog charms. So I thought I had a couple of extra empty drawers there, but I guess I don't. So let's look at the other one I have. This one has some empty drawers. Okay, so here's another one that I have. So I was also doing coffee themed journals. So I have coffee charms, wine bottles, charms that have words on them. These are little bows. And you know, these aren't charms. These actually came years ago when I used to have my nails done. These were like charms that they would put on your nails. So, yeah, still have those. Okay, there's an empty drawer right there. So I think what I'll do is I will put the peppers in there. Okay. And these are sequins. So keep that in there. Ladybug. Also have a junk journal that's ladybug themed. More coffee charms. More coffee charms. Leaves. And an empty one. So I'm going to put my cherries in there. And these are skulls. And these also aren't like crafting charms. These were all came from when I used to do my nails. So you can see there's nothing to like hook them to, dangle them. But I'm sure there's a way to figure it out, you know. So these would be put on your acrylic nails when you were back in the day when I was wearing acrylic nails. I don't do that anymore. Okay. And then little tassels. And then here's another, oh, not empty. Okay, guitar picks. Put that back in there. Oh, here's some more balls. So I think I'm going to pull these out. And maybe put those balls all together. And then boba. I don't know how many of you know what that is, but it's a drink with like a tapioca inside of it. And it's actually really, really very, very yummy. So yeah, so that's some boba charms. So, okay, I think that's all I want to put in there. So I'm going to put that back. And then, all right. So I have, whoops, let me move this over. Get this out of the way. I have a dream box, craft box in my crafting space. And in there I have a bunch of these drawers. And so I had one that's empty. So I had also purchased these boxes thinking I might be able to use them. But I went with the other style, which is this style right here with the lid. And then it fits into that larger container. And I like that idea. But since I have more beads to put away, I thought maybe I would go ahead and just use these. So, there goes my alarm. Hang on one second. Okay, well, that was 20 minutes. That went by really, really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video and start the next one and show you what I'm doing with these boxes and what I'm doing with these beads. You can probably already guess, but we will make that the next video. Okay? Thank you, everybody, and hope you come back for more. This is Katie the Crafting Lady. Bye.